Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Radio Tekkers Live Watchalongs. It's Chelsea. It's Spurs. It's live. Alrighty, everybody, what's going on? It is Chelsea versus Spurs, like we talked about before the intro. I'm Tanner, aka the Texas Gentleman. Right alongside me, two of the hardest working men in all of podcasting. First off, to my left, right here. This is my left.
Yeah.
This is your right.
Yeah,
But this
my
is
right. But yeah, me.
yes, the magnificent one himself. Matt, how are you doing?
Absolutely. I am back from my travels in America.
Yes.
I'm very happy to be here to talk about one of the biggest games of the season.
Yes, Chelsea versus Spurs is one of the biggest games of the season. Two London rivals, two teams that really get under my skin. Personally, this should be great though. They hate each other. They absolutely hate each other.
Whoever loses, Tanner wins.
Dude. No, I mean, we've seen some fireworks in these games between Chelsea and Spurs in recent history. Let's hope for the same.
Given some of the crowds this weekend, literal fireworks wouldn't be too out of the question, unfortunately. Don't do that, people at home. That's bad. But enough about me. Bend thy knee.
Bend thy knee. Yes. And right below me, that's probably not a great visual. Right below me here, his lordship himself, Lord Mags, Podfather Mags. He goes by many names, but we call him Mags. Mags, how are you?
Yes, I'm doing really good. Incredibly tired after last night's UFC exploits, but
yes, you stayed up awfully late for that one.
Yeah, glad to be back in the saddle with the Tekkers team. It feels like forever since we've done this. With real life happening and Matt swanning off on holidays and then COVID destroying the football calendar. But yeah,
the Premier League. Yeah,
we're back and we're raring to go. I'm actually non-fussed about this game. I think I like both teams of equal measure. I don't have a dog in the fight per se, but I think it's going to be a decent match to cover. We always have fun covering Chelsea and Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, this one here will be very interesting, tactically speaking, because obviously, on the visitor side of things, you have Antonio Conte, who leads Spurs here into his return match at Stanford Bridge. He, of course, managed Chelsea once before, led them to a title. Yeah, he's awfully defensive. He's a very rigid defensive kind of manager, whereas I think Thomas Tuchel might be a little bit more ambitious, perhaps, going forward, but still very rigid here, guys.
I would agree. Yeah.
And I think the issue we're seeing with Thomas Tuchel is that he's very rigid in how he wants to play, and it's not been working over the last few weeks to the point where I don't think Chelsea have actually got a win in the last 4 Premier League games, which is for a team that was leading this title race in the early weeks. They've really kind of dropped off now. 13 points behind Man City. Mm-hmm. He's also there's issues seem to be happening behind the scenes, and this is kind of translating onto the pitch. Tuchel is having issues with quite a few of his stars. There's some want-to-wear stars. There's players like Lukaku who made it clear that he doesn't like this Chelsea setup. He doesn't like how the formation is. It doesn't benefit him as a player. But Tuchel is very kind of rigid in the fact that you play this way or you don't play at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
and
is
that's
my
true.
system to get the best out of the team, not
I mean,
you. Yeah.
The weirdest thing is that last year he mainly stuck to a 3-5-2, a 3-4-3 at times. Last few weeks, based on what we've been seeing on TV streams, he lined up 4-2-2-2-2.
He's gone with that again today. It's very much the T-bar formation.
T-bar, it's effectively, yeah.
I mean, on the BBC website, it looks like a big letter T. Very very narrow down the middle, packed full of stars, but it just seems that there's massive gaps there for Tottenham to exploit and for any team to exploit. So it'd be interesting to see how the two teams line up. I think Tottenham is going for a more of a standard 3-4-3, which is interesting for a Mourinho team who essentially is infamous for parking the bus. Gone for a quite a defensive lineup. Højbjerg and Winks in the middle of the park. So yeah, it'll be fun to see whether this is enough to counteract this solid midfield of Chelsea.
Mags, they're coming to you from 2021. Mourinho in charge.
Yeah, Conte. Apologies, Conte. I just went on a mad tangent then. Just switch Conte for Mourinho.
Very unusual for this Mourinho-led Spurs team to line up like this. Yes, it would be.
To be fair, it's the same players he had. They haven't really added to it, to be fair. Comment in the chat saying, hello, gentlemen, we're watching football. We are indeed. How do we get through those? Let's go through those lineups and starting with the home side, of course, which Chelsea, of course, has kept it in goal, of course, to start things off.
Mendy being away.
Mendy at the AFCON.
The AFCON, yep.
Of course. And then at the back, they've got Apaqueta back in at fullback. Not fullback. They've got fullback, yes. Apaqueta at fullback with Thiago Silva, Rudiger and Sarr. And then they've got Kovacic and Jorginho. Then they've got Ziyech and Mount, and Hudson and Lukaku. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Ziyech join the front two and become more of a 4-3-3 at times. But they know they've got that to go back into, is always a good thing. Spurs, of course, have got Lloris in goal as captain as well. Sanchez, Dyer, Tanganga, and then Doherty and David Von in width. Either side of Vinks and Højbjerg, and Bergwijn, Kane, and Sessegnon and Ryan up front.
Yeah, no Son in the squad.
Nope.
So I'm assuming injured.
Out until February, yes, which is only a week and a half away. It's been about a week and a half.
It feels so long ago.
Do you know what? Someone said to me the other day about I think it was yesterday actually. I think it might be you, Mag, saying to me, we're talking about an AEW guy who hadn't been on TV since December.
Yeah, it was Leo Rush.
Yeah. Since December, which feels so long or something like that, but it's only last month. I'm aware that it's near 2 months, of course.
So here on the Sky Sports feed in the UK, we're actually getting an interesting statistic. In matches at Stanford Bridge between these two teams, there's been 36 matches since 1990. Spurs have only ever won one time here at Stanford Bridge, so it'll be interesting to see if they can break that duck.
Matt, I'm going to toss this question over to you because we got Mags's insight here as to
what
Chelsea.
Do you think Mourinho is going to do in this game, Matt?
Well, almost very close.
I've got a feeling he won't show up, Mag. So there's no idea. I think he's not going to turn up.
I think he
typical
might be
Mourinho.
He might be in Italy. I'm not 100%, but he might be there. So Matt Mags ingeniously brought up that Thomas Tuchel has this flying T-bar formation here. Obviously, Conte might be looking for some retribution against his former employers here. He has been teaching Spurs a little bit of the dark arts as of late. Spurs have become a very nasty, hard to break down side at times here. How will Spurs want to play against this Chelsea team?
Better than last week. To answer your question directly,
okay.
The fact of the matter is that I'm standing by this argument, and how the first game of the season we watched Man City versus Tottenham, and Tottenham played City of the Park. Ever since that game, they've had Harry Kane in the team, and they've been a shadow of that team. Harry Kane has weakened this team for me, and he needs to go this window.
He needs to go this window.
This window.
That's
if
a stretch.
Spurs,
I don't
if
think that happens.
If Spurs want to get themselves into Europe, they need to ditch Harry Kane and bring in someone else to replace him. Maybe Martial.
Okay, so if he's to go this window, where does he go, Matt? Because there can't be a whole lot of shooters. You think United will want to splash the cash?
Man United didn't really break the bank for Ronaldo. Ronaldo's not long term. Harry Kane is long term. Cavani, and let's face it, Ralph Ragnarok, literally is causing Ragnarok, seeing as how he can't. He doesn't
he's here to bring the end of the world to United.
Well, as far as United are concerned, he wants the troublemakers, according to the press, gone. And that includes Cavani. That includes
troublemakers.
Apparently, Cavani's a troublemaker behind the scenes, allegedly. So it depends on who you listen to, of course. But Cavani's been one of their better players over the last year and a half.
I would
agree. My personal opinion. But at the end of the day, you know, the bringer of the end of the days clearly thinks otherwise. I personally think that Harry Kane should be at the top Man United's transfer market. Maybe send Martial the other way as part of a cash plus deal, because that way everyone's happy. Martial will get game time, and he'll suit Spurs. And Harry Kane finally gets his dream of playing for a club which is huge and actually won't win trophies.
I mean, you make a lot of salient points, but there is no way a Tottenham side who is currently 7th is letting go of Harry Kane until at least the end of the season.
Maybe so, but my opinion is my opinion. I don't think I'm able to agree with it, but I personally think that I'm right.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, isn't that anybody? I don't think I'm right, but you know.
I think I'm right, and other people may agree with me, but not everybody's going to agree with me on this one.
No, like I said, before you get on your high horse, sir, you made a lot of good points. I think Harry Kane's improved over the last couple of weeks. His mentality has certainly improved, and I think he's realised it's now the period to put himself in that shop window after essentially being carried by the rest of the Tottenham team. But I think Tottenham keep on him until the summer. I don't think a January move is anywhere near the cards. And then we'll see if Tottenham can make Europe, if they can sell him on and build on that squad. The Martial move, I think that's a great move. Tottenham really could do with some more pace injected into their side. So yeah, I like that move. But I don't see Tottenham letting Kane go in this window, especially when there's less than a week of the window left to get those replacements in.
Very possible. There's anything both options to them, but I personally think they need to change things now if they want to have a chance, in my opinion. Comment here in the chat is saying a 4-2-2-2 for Chelsea. Interesting, indeed. And over on Twitch, obviously, don't forget if you're on Twitch, send a little follow on Twitch if you're over there. Thank you. Shah saying hello, Matt and co. Of course, it's all about me.
Hello, Shah.
Hello.
Welcome back.
I'm joking, of course. It's not all about me. It's all about these amazing gentlemen to my left and two below me.
And two below me.
And two below.
Not just below, but another below that below.
There's a town here
we have
in the States called Tupelo.
We have a stat on screen.
I live there.
We've got a stat on screen for us just flashed up in the UK, which is Lukaku and Kane have both scored, I believe it says, 5 goals apiece.
Mm-hmm.
But Harry Kane played 3 goals more. Harry Kane played 3 games more.
So here in the screen, we just had Thomas Tuchel shake hands with Antonio Conte, and in a very hilarious manner. Tuchel seems to have said something to Conte, and Conte laughed quite a bit, and then Conte said something back to Tuchel, and Tuchel laughed, and they walked away. I imagine Tuchel tried to say something in Italian, and Conte was like, "You're terrible."
You know that Tuchel has gone bobbity boobity. He's definitely bobbity boobity.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, speaking of Italians, I think
I'm walking here.
They're taking the at Stanford Bridge. Of course, we remind everybody, of course, that we're known for racism or discrimination in any walk of life, especially football.
Mm-hmm.
We
here's the kickoff. I don't know how the kickoff is in.
I'm about 40 seconds away, so I'm getting there.
Okay,
I mean, going back to Tuchel's laugh, I always expect him to laugh like a movie villain, like.
Laughing like Taker and Leather did at SummerSlam that year.
That's exactly what they saw. Conte as Lesnar and Tuchel as Taker. Yeah, Conte's laugh is definitely like Cyril Sneer, like.
That's like Seth Rollins.
It's going to do around that meme for sure. Shah is saying on Twitch, Lukaku is still an Inter player, isn't he? No, he's not. He's a fully player.
Well, he may light up in the blue.
We've got kickoff.
In his soul, he's an Inter player.
We've got kickoff, gentlemen.
Okay, on the way.
Yep. Sorry. Yes, at his heart, he is an Inter player still. It seems he really loves Italy. He loves
Italy, lovely country.
Yeah, he loves being multilingual. I think is part of what he says in the article, that he's able to lives the lifestyle and how. I think he just enjoys that he owned Ibrahimovic and that he now thinks he's the man in Italy.
That record is ridiculous. 31 games, 1 win for Tottenham.
Chelsea on the break quickly. Alonso whipping the ball across. Lukaku fires over.
Was that?
Very early start.
Couldn't tell if that was Alonso or if that was Mount here. Chelsea.
It could have been Mount.
Could have been Mount.
Either of them.
It probably was Mount because Alonso isn't even on the pitch. So it's definitely Mount then.
My long lost son from the time that I've spent in England.
Shah is saying interesting, which is great wordplay, sir. Keep them coming. Conor McCabe asking me a direct question. Did I go to Disney World in Orlando or Disneyland in California? I went to Florida, mate. Florida.
So fun fact about that, Connor. I said to Matt, how are you getting, this was just before the started recording. I said, how are you getting back into laughing in the UK after going to Disneyland? He slammed me. He went, Disney World. Yes. I went to Disney World, not Disneyland.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any difference or whether...
There is some major differences between the two.
Disney World is like 5 times the size of Disneyland.
So is Disneyland like the if you order Disney World from Wish?
Yes. I mean, you'll still have a good time, but
you'll just regret that you didn't go to Orlando.
Yeah.
I love Orlando, but I'm happy to be home. Shah is asking a question for you gentlemen. Where does Vlahovic end up? Definitely not Arsenal.
Ooh. I think he stays in Fiorentina.
Really?
I think he's going to stay.
What usually happens then is that Juve or Milan pick up players of that ilk. Then I'd like to see him at City. I think he'd fit in well there. But yeah, I'd like to see him in England in general. Burnley would be a great fit for him.
Of course you can say Burnley, but good. No, the thing. Of course you can say Burnley. Everyone can say their own club. But I think he would. I think he would fit for Dyche's mantra.
But I do think.
Imagine how
I do think he ends up at Arsenal.
Score.
I do think he ends up at Arsenal. So apparently, yesterday Juventus did put a bid in for him. So that well-trodden path of going from Fiorentina to Juve looks like it's going to happen.
It just irks the Fiorentina fans right down to their soul, because I mean they're historical rivals. You know, Fiorentina does not want to serve the purpose of being a feeder.
Sure, getting on the end of that. That was a great
very
ball.
very close here by Chelsea. Hudson Odoi right at the post here.
Just didn't make enough on it.
Somehow didn't.
Good defending by Tanganga. Very good defending. Conor came in the chat saying, any truth do you think to the SMNT and New England keeper Matt Turner can move to Arsenal? Last I saw, got made a $30 million bid. I can't see him buying a goalkeeper this season for sure,
and certainly not for the money that Matt Turner would warrant.
They would almost certainly have to command selling
Leno.
Leno, yes, thank you.
But then I think Matt Turner's too good to be an understudy to Ramsdale. I think he'd be looking at
trying to start.
Starting time. Yeah.
Ramsdale,
Interesting signing. It's a big signing for him, but you will be signing somebody to sit on the bench because Ramsdale is irreplaceable right now. Arguably one of the best keepers in the league.
Yeah, one could argue it's one of the best in Europe. One could argue. I'm not, but one could
still
argue
expensive. I will just go down that mountain all day long. It was still too expensive, but he has been living up to the hype.
I mean, indeed. Sky Sports is reporting it. But they
take that with a shot of penicillin.
They say they simply say one source has told Sky Sports that Arsenal has submitted.
Source: Matt Turner's girlfriend.
if you are just joining us here on Radio Tekkers, welcome along to the first watch along of the season. This is Matt, Tanner, and Matt providing your alternative commentary to Chelsea vs Tottenham from the English Premier League. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Radio Tekkers here, YouTube, and on Twitch.
In the chat, Mr. Pup, how are you, sir?
Yeah, Pup's in the chat. How's it going, JPQ?
Welcome back, JPQ. Always, it was a pleasure to see you. He says, don't talk about my Swans. We weren't going to. But now
it's not likely they'll ever come on this show.
But now you brought it up. How did they get on?
We might need to bring JPQ in for a championship match here. Bring Swans into the conversation. Watch a championship game one week.
And
to quote.
It's possible.
That's cold.
That's cold. That'll be next season.
They are dropping like a stone.
To quote Tony Schiavone, I'm sure that game would put butts in seats.
Yes, it will. It will put butts in seats.
Do go and check out Pup's PWR podcast talking about Joshi wrestling. Absolutely outstanding. If you now is the perfect time to get into the likes of Stardom and Ice Ribbon and JPQ is definitely the person to lead you on that way. So check that podcast out.
100%.
Charlotte making a great point here about City having always started talks with Julian Alvarez. United is showing interest, no talks, but only interest from United. Julian Alvarez would be a quality acquisition for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been playing very, very well.
Chelsea
for,
back to Kepa.
Julian Alvarez, of course, joined my historic Ajax side in Football Manager 22. Helped leading us to the quadruple, which was very, very exciting. He did spend half the season on loan, though. So
we will at some point we will actually go through all of our Football Manager stuff in general on a separate show. I think we're gonna need to do that. I think separately at one point. We
should set up a league in FM22. Have the three of us and live stream.
Not only that, but maybe we should have some of our amazing fans down there. I know they've said that, and suddenly the viewers plummeted.
It's a great idea, but I'm all about the F1 2021 right now. That game is phenomenal.
You enjoying it, Megs? Yeah.
Yep. Carlos Sainz, who are slated in our group chat, someone who's stealing a living from Radio Tekkers Racing. He's come good. He's absolutely come good.
He's come good. He's come good. Okay, good. Okay,
we're leading. I think we're in the 4th season or 3rd season, something like that, and we're 1 and 2 in the drivers' championships.
We have some people in the chat here still chatting around. We've got JPQ saying they're trending way down. I'm guessing talking about Everton still on that side of things.
And Swansea.
I wasn't going to say that, but okay. Connor McCabe saying Tekkers and JPQ should collaborate for a Swans match. That would be peak entertainment. We did do that, of course, for the playoff final last year. They were unfortunate.
Last year.
They were unlucky, but hopefully we'd love to have back on JPQ. You're an absolute blast to have you on.
Yeah, I'd like to watch some championship. You know, we would be able to get JPQ on, watch some championship.
JPQ's agreed.
Burnley versus Swansea could be a game.
In the Premier League, yes.
Well, no. I'm resigned to the fact that
you're
my
staying
team are
up.
going down.
You're staying up, man.
Well, if Burnley do go down, we'll need to watch a Burnley game before they go.
Well, to be fair, we've tried.
The issue is they never get TV time.
We've tried 3 times, and each time they've been put back because of COVID.
That is also very true.
JPQ saying, Mag, so kind of a plug. Thank you. It is a good podcast. They're taking your time out. Shah is asking a question here over on Twitch. What do you think about Luke Shaw post on Twitter about bantering Ronaldo and Messi FC tweets?
Oh, I've not seen this post.
I have not seen this either myself, I must admit.
Well, there's a big, I guess, meme in the football Twitter community. I kind of hate it. Actually, I'd take that back. I really hate it, where people just go on to other posts and talk about Pinaldo and Pesci, and you know how neither of them or either of them or one of them is not very good.
What?
We're 10 minutes in. We barely talked about this game so far, by the way.
Yeah,
it's been all Chelsea as well.
And now Spurs break.
Spurs on a very rare break. Passing sideways and backwards, not really the way to go, but still retaining possession. Yeah, I mean, I've never got to follow on to Tanner's point. I've never got the hate for the likes of Ronaldo and Messi and the competition between it. We should just realize how blessed we are.
Holy crap! What was that? Eric Dyer just rugby tackled.
It looks like Thiago. Is it Silva? But that was a great actual run by Eric Dyer. He just ripped that defense apart.
Ground.
Yeah, to get it back to the point, and I'll be as quick as possible. I don't get the competition between Ronaldo and Messi. Just be blessed that we've been in a generation where we've had these two amazing talents to watch.
What a save on the race!
Oh. That was a great shot.
It's just football banter. It's people banting and shithousing online, and that's
Conor McCabe's agreeing with you, Mag, saying I say off football Twitter for the sake of my insanity.
And yet I hang around wrestling Twitter, which is as toxic as that.
Probably as toxic, if not more so.
JPQ is saying 2021 is about getting promoted. 2022 is about not getting relegated. Unfortunately.
That's the problem when you spend big to get yourself back into the top flight and it doesn't pay off. Those people have to be paid.
I'm going to annoy Mags now because I have got my candy for the day is...
a twirl.
I mean, it doesn't really annoy me.
It's
not an arrow, is it?
It's technically bubbly chocolate, Mags.
Where's the bubbles? Just remind me.
There's holes in it, look.
Yeah, it's not bubbles, though, is it? It's like
wavy,
folded chocolate.
It looks like termites infested.
You're still getting less than
termite infested chocolate.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pick it. I wouldn't pick it, but
I also was at Candy Space Center. I actually had a Three Musketeers bar on Tam's recommendation.
Oh,
okay,
delicious,
cool.
Delicious.
Is that the
Milky
one that's
Way
like a Milky Way? Okay.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah, those are good. Made with all the sugar that you don't.
You're not kidding.
But yeah, did you try an actual Milky Way while you were there too?
I had before. Yeah.
Okay,
that's a Mars bar. Yeah, that's a Mars bar.
Well, whatever. Yeah.
Shah in the chat is saying I stay on Twitter only for Trey's jinxes.
Oh.
Trey's jinxes.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Who's Trey? And what jinxes has he been doing?
Yeah, Shah, let us know what you mean by that.
Is he a voodoo-ist?
Voodoo priest? Are we talking Papa Shango here? Or?
Spurs having a good chance there, and Kepa with a really well taken save. He's actually been quite impressive in his understudying for Mendy over the last couple of weeks. Been pretty solid.
He needed to be fair.
Yeah, all he needed was just a little push.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Off a cliff.
I mean, it was a pressure thing for me. It was always the fact that he was the world's most expensive goalkeeper, still so young, and I think Mendy coming in and being the best keeper in the world, it's took that pressure off Kepa, I think. So Trey. Apparently, Trey's a Man United fan who often jinxes. Whatever he says happens opposite. Pretty famous. Cool.
Yeah, I know. It's a United Trey or UTD Trey. Yeah, he's a fun guy.
Yeah. Well, it's that
you said that through gritted teeth, then. As in he may be a dickhead.
Chelsea. Oh, good defending back post by Tanganga again. He's doing good off.
I don't think Tottenham can keep this pressure up coming from Chelsea all the way through, though. Eventually, it looks like they are going to break the deadlock.
I mean, Spurs they have the talent to do something going forward, but they just have not been. They've just not showed it,
No.
Which is weird. Weird to say.
Question for you, gentlemen, by the way, in the chat from Con McCabe. If Italy and Portugal play one another in the World Cup qualifier playoffs, would that be a Tekkers live stream game?
Certainly depends on the day, but I mean, I don't see
and on the timing.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Depending on timing, etc. They're possible. We have Harry in the chat.
Hello, sir.
I like Kepa the backup. He laid more pens than Czech did in his Chelsea career and won us games via penalty. But what are your guys' thoughts on Lukaku's Chelsea future?
Is that a real stat? He's saved more penalties than Czech did?
I'm guessing so. I'm guessing he would know, the Chelsea fan.
Wow.
Personally, I believe that Lukaku's days are numbered.
Yeah, I mean, you can't come out and say the things he said in a press conference or in an interview and not expect some sort of repercussions. He hasn't been playing the best. His forms took a massive dip. He clearly doesn't want to be there. And we said when the transfer first happened that this was a move by Lukaku to maybe right some wrongs that he had. He felt that he didn't get the opportunity to succeed at Chelsea. He's now got in the goals there at Chelsea. So, and he loves the Italy life. You can tell it's a lot easier to play in Italy.
Kane on Lukaku here in the penalty area as well.
Here's the thing, though. Lukaku, he didn't leave Inter on his own accord. Inter certainly had.
They had to sell him.
They had very grim financial issues, so they had to get him off their books, and they've brought in Dzeko, who is certainly done an admirable job here in Lukaku.
And Tottenham breaking from that. They didn't beat the first man.
Ooh.
The Tekkers' first rule of football: you've got to beat the first man.
Yes.
as described by the martyr of photocopying Chris Harris.
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. Lukaku's not going to go. He's not going to get the move that he wants. He wants to go back to Inter. Inter.
Chelsea have a few misplaced passes here. But come on, the ball still.
He's not going to get his move back to Inter. Real Madrid probably don't want him. Barcelona probably can't afford him. There's not a team in Europe that's going to need Lukaku right now.
Well, Juventus might take him.
It's the money. It's signing a long-term deal with Chelsea. The fact that he cost the best part of 100 million. Chelsea are going to want to at least make on that. It prices out 99% of Italian teams. Prices out 99% of Spanish teams. Yeah,
and most French teams as well.
Yeah, well,
and German.
One probably. Oh, that looks a rough tackle on Sarr. His ankle.
Oh, that's what he
folds underneath him.
That's a red. That's a red.
Doherty's
he could be going here. VAR checking that. That's a red card. That's me. A red card all along.
Oh, the ankle. You can see the ankle essentially break.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul red card. They're checking it right now. We're gonna keep an eye on it as they're doing that.
This game could be over before.
Shah is saying over on Twitch, Arteta out, Ole in.
That's a brave move. That is a brave move.
To Arsenal?
Yeah. And he's also saying Arsenal might take the car key. He might still want to move to Twitter about moving to Arsenal.
You know, that wouldn't be like the worst thing ever.
I think that Doherty, if Doherty gets away with it, then he's a lucky bunny. Because that's a rough tackle right there.
Seeing it in slow motion makes it sound even worse, look even worse.
Correct.
Move to Inter. Sorry, not to Twitter. So Twitter could be buying players at one point. You never know.
Yeah, move to Twitter. You know, Twitter FC.
Twitter FC.
So he is up. Thank goodness for that. But it doesn't mean it's bad of a challenge.
A heavy limp though.
It looks like it doesn't look like he's not Ricardo. It doesn't look like he's sending him off.
Has he even been booked?
I didn't see the card
flash. I
flash.
don't think so. You know, Lukaku could go.
VR check complete, no card.
Wow. I mean, they were both at pace.
It didn't look like there was any intent behind it. It just looked rough. Yeah.
So Sarr is back on the pitch. Oh, is it having words? Him and Donny having words.
Uh-oh.
But they both run off together.
Holding hands. All's well.
Sort of controversies. Tuchel ban terrorism derby apparently. Shah, you do like throwing the terrorism phrase, man. You did that with the El Clasico last
ban.
year.
Oof, that's a heavy comparison.
Indeed. Jorginho, Mount, Azpilicueta.
To be fair to Chelsea though, this 4-2-2-2 lineup is working. It does
behind
seem,
full corner.
It does seem that Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi are spreading themselves out wider, so it's looking more like a traditional kind of like 4-4-2 style. But started as the 4-2-2-2 seems to be working so far.
It's an unusual shape to try and defend against.
From the corners.
A lot of tussling in the box. Big Dave Azpilicueta.
He's 5'8" at best.
But he looks so much bigger on the pitch.
he was fending off two Spurs defenders.
He's a man who, as we know, he's a man who can teleport at will.
So if Dave does get the move that may happen,
this is getting very rough right now.
Oof.
And the Chelsea man did nothing wrong there.
He hit the board.
The Chelsea man did nothing wrong there at all, Max.
No, absolutely not. He couldn't see him coming. He was focused on the ball.
He did.
That was definitely Tanganga's fault for
Tanganga went
plowing in
first into the ball.
He did a Yoshi-Hashi.
Yeah, he did
headbutted.
He did a WWE into the ring post slip.
He's up. See, he's rolling on the ground, holding his head. Now he's back on his feet, and he's arguing and complaining.
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh if he's actually like hurt or suffered something.
The only thing hurt is his pride.
Yeah, he hit the board here.
This was one of the most oversold. Boom.
Yeah, it needs a Benny Hill soundtrack to that.
Shah is asking, where's the Bayer version of Havertz scoring goals and giving assists?
Harry Kane trying to speak Spanish to Azpilicueta here on the sideline.
He speaks better English than Harry Kane does. Hey!
Why does the TH make a Z sound? What? It's the opposite.
If Harry Kane tried to speak Spanish, his shirt would be dripping wet.
Oh God! Thanks for that.
From saliva, obviously.
We did not predict before the game, gentlemen, but I will point out that we haven't had before the start of this game, we had not had a single 0-0 game covered on Tekkers this season.
Well, let's not start now.
I've got to say, yesterday, up until about 20 minutes ago, every single game in the Premier League was 0-0.
Burnley got a 0-0 with Arsenal
That
at
was a
Arsenal,
good
which
result.
is a great result.
But the thing is, you had like 2 men fit. Yellow card flashed there for a last man tackle by Thiago
Silva. And Liverpool got a good result as well today. 3-1 over Palace.
I love that. Patrick Bamford is better than Harry Traffic Cone. Okay, your partner's getting worse, Shaw. I like Traffic Cone, though. That's fun.
I mean, I like Patrick Bamford, but I think I'd pick Harry Kane over Patrick Bamford.
Unfortunately, I still would. Because every now and again, out of nowhere, he can produce something. I'm not saying Bamford can't. I'm just saying that Kane can. Doherty all the way back to Luis in goal. Now a bit of a Sanchez.
Spurs here.
Nice and slow, which is very Conte.
Yep. Frustrate. That's the whole mantra.
What do you make of Antonio Conte's time here at Spurs so far?
Not much.
What? Not much. He's took them from mid-table mediocrity to challenging for European places. I think he's done a great job in the weeks he's been there.
I don't think much of it because I don't think you can make a fair assessment to win of a season, really.
Well, look at you backtracking. You were slating him then, and then it was like,
I am.
No.
I don't think Conte's the man for the job.
Really? I think he struggled with the firecracker that was Chelsea, but I think this is his level. I think he given good financial backing. I think he can make this Tottenham side to be a force.
I think that's the key. Is he needs to have the financial backing.
I don't think certain managers work in certain leagues. For example, prime example of that, Steve McLaren works there well in Holland, but nowhere else.
He only works well in Holland because he puts on a very good impression of a Dutch person.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, very good in Norway, nowhere else.
I mean, I could manage mould to a title in Norway.
At the same time, Jose Mourinho, very good in the early 2000s, nowhere else.
Oh wow.
Man.
Rafa Benitez,
Not a good manager.
Good Spanish waiter.
Fat favourite. Charles Evans. Oh, what a cutting butt! Oh, just a bit too long. Great ball for Bergeron, I know.
Can you? This actually prompts a good question here. Can you imagine if Spurs do sell Harry Kane next summer, that they could go on and middle without him? That would be the ultimate.
Well, they beat the reigning champion the first game of the season without him. They didn't need him,
but they also now haven't got Son.
True,
for just a little bit,
True, but that's where you would, if you'd sold Kane, you'd have brought in backup for Son. But let's also not forget that start of the season they also did have Conte in charge. They had Nuno in charge.
Who was what, the 14th or 15th choice?
Well, Conte wasn't even first choice this summer,
and he knocked them back in the summer when he could have had that time to build a team. He said no.
This is part of the reason why I think he's not the man for the job, because of the fact he wasn't the first choice for the job.
Well, I mean, they ended up going with about their 8th choice, which was Nuno Espirito Santo.
And that's only because there were other managers who point blank turned them down.
Well, Gattuso accepted it.
No.
Gattuso apparently accepted the offer, but then they went back on it after the fan backlash.
I mean,
imagine being upset about Gattuso joining your team.
Yeah.
Well, the manager,
they've got a better manager in Conte over Gattuso, though.
This is true. This is true.
Sharon on Twitch is asking a question to you, gentlemen. Arsenal apparently signing some players in the summer.
Yeah, and they seem to be players of their level. I was watching a Football Daily video earlier on today about how Barcelona are able to still afford the transfers of Ferran Torres.
Why'd you suffer that? Watching football.
Because because Joe Tomlinson wasn't on it for kickoff, so
he wasn't on it. So you didn't hear Burn there.
Oh, he annoys me with that. I mean, I don't mind Football Daily. I think Patrick Van Straten...
Silver's got to be careful here. He's only getting a card. He's doing that sort of tackle.
See, this is exactly what I was talking about in the pre-show, is that right before, when we were talking right before kickoff, Spurs are using the dark arts. They're running through Chelsea players. They're falling over when they need to. This is the sort of Conte ball that we're used to seeing here.
And is that Ziyech on the floor complaining that he's been happy slapped?
Probably.
Literally. Question from Shah over on Twitch. Question. You manage a football club and you're searching for a manager. Finally, there are two options for you. A, Steve Bruce, B, Rafa Benitez. Who would you guys take?
I take it that you mean like that I'm like the technical director or like the general manager.
I'm guessing so. Yes.
I'm not actually.
He does say answer 3 of them.
Yes, I think it means an answer from all of us.
Oh, answer from all of us. Okay. Of those two, it depends on which. Oh, head coach. Yeah. Okay. You're looking for you're on a head coach. Okay. So of those two, who would I take? It depends on what I need. If I need someone to get me out of relegation, Steve Bruce.
Interesting.
I mean, Steve Bruce all the way. I mean, there's no ever a need for Rafa Benitez.
To attract named players, Rafa Benitez.
So what I would do in that position is I would look at maybe winding the club down in terms of administration, perhaps folding the club.
That's brutal, Max.
Do we have at least 10,000 fans? We can get the fans to buy the club, right? Like that.
I would form an FC of whatever town that club was.
I have just seen.
We can pull Portsmouth. That seems right.
Max, I've just seen Thomas Tuchel go full on Mario.
Was he
racist?
German.
I mean, there's another hand signal he could have made, but I'm glad he went with the Italian one.
Radio Shah saying Radio Tekkers FC.
I mean, Tanner would have to be the manager. He's took the minnows of Ajax to the quadruple. The minnows.
I'd like to point out
they are European minnows.
I would like to point out on the same game, not the same thing, obviously, but I've got the same game on my Xbox, and I'm taking Colton Knights from relegation candidates of League 2 to mid-table in the Premier League, and it's 2026, 27 season.
So back-to-backs.
Not in that. I've got a couple. Had one league, had 2 in the championship.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, and Abdoy!
It's impressive. Ooh.
Just still in it here.
Chelsea played it all the way across the box to get absolutely nothing. And look how frustrated Lukaku was. The fact that he was in the box for so long and the ball.
Oh, he missed his shot. He missed his shot.
That's twice that he's had a really good attempt from that exact position, and both times he's not able to find the back of the net.
Shah chipping in saying, I'm taking Palace to win league and Champions League in Football Manager.
That'd be an accomplishment for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially with the rebuild.
Ironically, by the way, I've got, while I was at Magic Kingdom, there's actually a restaurant there called Crystal Palace.
Yes.
I
think I've had breakfast there.
Oh.
Not sure. Is that where all the princesses are?
That's
at Princess Hall.
Okay. What does Crystal Palace have?
Crystal Palace is basically, if you're coming down Main Street, it's on the left.
Hudson Odoi on the edge of the 18-yard box. Again, plays the ball to Lukaku. Can't make decent contact with it. In fact, he ducks out of the way. This is a player in bad form.
Yeah.
And Shaw saying that Crystal Palace have ballers. Yeah, they absolutely do. I think the signing of Edouard was a coup. He could have easily gone to a top 6 team So to get him has been superb. I think Ben Tekkers has been outstanding this season. A real return to form for him. Palace are doing really well.
Man, you know who else has some ballers? Southampton. Good night.
Oh, what a goal by Howard Peakers.
Oh yeah, that was that was an excellent goal by Southampton yesterday. It's unfortunate that they didn't pick up all 3 points because they definitely deserved it.
But they broke the spirit of Manchester City, who I think they'd won 11, 12 games in a row.
Every game since the end of October. Every single game in all competitions.
Southampton did Liverpool a massive favour with that point.
They always do. They always want to do.
The only thing is,
because they always buy you shit players for over exuberant prices. You always steal their good players for very little money. It's a very parasitic relationship that you have with Southampton.
Wow, what an indictment here by Mags.
They're your feeder club, essentially. They're the Liverpool feeder club.
We haven't bought them in years. It's Leipzig now, Max.
Yeah, of all the
it's Leipzig, brilliant.
Of all the clubs in the South, I think that Southampton is probably the most northern. Has the most
ironically being the more southern.
Yeah, or perhaps the most southern if you're looking at it geographically. Or are they more southern than Brighton? I thought Brighton was pretty far south.
I think Southampton and Brighton are level. They're both coastal towns.
Yeah, they're both somewhat close to the equator. Not really.
They could dream that they were close to the equator. They still get cold, shitty weather like the rest of us.
Shah's over on Twitch still and saying, unpopular opinion, Newcastle is the most useless and unambitious club of Premier League history.
Yeah, I mean, they bought Chris Wood.
I still hold on that's a sensible move.
I mean, for you guys, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
well, no, I'd prefer we still had Chris Wood and having that attacking threat. Yeah. But it's a sensible move in terms of stealing from one of their close rivals, knowing that you're not going to attract a world-class striker in the relegation battle that you're in, and knowing that you can restart and refresh at the beginning of the season. It's a good move. Chris Wood will work hard for Newcastle in that relegation battle.
No, that's fair.
He's referring to before the Saudi takeover.
I just feel like with the names that they're constantly being linked to, that they could have, they must have known that Anthony Martial was available, and they could have easily have gone for him.
They still can.
But if you're Anthony Martial, you played for some really big clubs. Do you go to this Newcastle
for a
side?
really big club? Let's be honest.
Okay. Call a spade a spade, yeah.
Monaco was a big club.
One point time.
At one point, yeah.
But do you go to that Newcastle team? I don't believe that you do. I believe you hold off,
bro. You get paid. It doesn't matter.
I have said, and bear in mind that Sarah was saying before the Saudi takeover, he's talking about in terms of unambitious and useless. He's saying that Malaga is a bigger club than Newcastle. That one we'll discuss in a moment. However, my personal belief here is that Martial could go to Newcastle and become an absolute legend, club legend.
But he could also go to Newcastle and get relegated and then be stuck in the Championship.
Spend a year in the Championship getting paid and slotting goals through some weekend warriors.
But never gracing the French national side ever again.
He doesn't grace the French national side now.
Yeah, but he's not going to if he's facing Rotherham on a wet Wednesday.
But the question's always been for years about Lionel Messi. Can he do on a wet night in Stoke?
No.
Yeah.
And Spurs are breaking. Doherty.
If they pulled off a transfer like Anthony Martial, that would be a coup. I don't think players of that caliber remotely contemplating going to Newcastle right
Well, they
now.
brought in Kieran Trippier, who is a proven winner.
But he's also English, wanted to come back to England.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind being in a team who are at the bottom of or in relegation battles. Spent a long time at Burnley doing exactly the same thing. I think in the summer, Newcastle will spend huge money and they'll probably replace the players that they are buying to replace to keep them up this season.
Lukaku. I mean, John Doe is Stephen living still, my personal opinion.
I mean, he did score.
He's not leaving right now. I think John Joe Shelby will likely leave in the summertime when they can bring in somebody with some firepower.
The only way John Joe Shelby leaves is if they drag him kicking and screaming. He leaves with St. James Park soil in his fingernails from trying to grip on for that long.
Spurs ending the half on top here. Harry Kane turns.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
No flag.
No flag. Oh, he's looking to square off with the referee.
He's going to punch him.
Referee's saying foul.
He's going to spit on him.
Will check it, I guess.
Just by talking.
He's given a foul in Spurs' favour.
I mean, that ball came to him and the play had stopped. There was nobody else making any moves. So you can... the Spurs players are not happy. There was clearly a foul, but all the Chelsea players all just stopped.
He played the whistle though.
It was a great ball as well.
That was a foul, but
I don't know if there was a foul there. Did he just fall over?
No. He pushes. It looks like Silva, but there's a foul earlier on in the build.
He's giving it to Chelsea. He's giving it to Spurs, I believe.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There didn't appear to be a foul when the Spurs player fell over. I can't see who it was.
It was like a Chelsea player may have like knocked him down off the ball.
Oh, Conte, we mental.
He's about to.
I feel if he's given a Spurs free kick here, he really should have played the advantage because Thiago Silva is on a yellow card. Let's not forget as well. Charlotte over on Twitch is saying if Newcastle were doing a proper rebuild, I would have bought Carlos Soler from Valencia, like the City bought David Silva from Valencia. This is the thing here. In the build-up, he just falls over. He just falls over the Spurs player.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just injured himself.
Is he saying that Silva dived here?
I don't think Silva dived. He gets pushed in the back. There's the push.
Yeah,
let's just award Spurs the goal here because there's not really any clear.
Let's send both of them off.
10 versus 10. Let's go. Let's do this.
I think the free kick given in favour of Chelsea. Shah is saying Soler is 23, quality player with huge potential, already captain of a club and an icon there.
Yeah,
he's sort of player that they could need, but how much would Valencia want for him?
I mean, Valencia would probably make Newcastle pay through the nose. See, here's the thing that people are forgetting about Newcastle is that they now have the new Manchester United tax.
Yeah, very well done by Thiago Silva.
Wow. There's certainly a Spurs are targeting Silva to try and draw him into another foul. Kane then essentially tried to do what Dyer did and rugby tackled Silva then.
But I mean, Newcastle United and clubs now know Newcastle United are flushed with money, so they're the selling club is always going to be in position.
Great defending there. Oh, he's been caught in position here. And Chelsea concede the free kick.
Yeah,
Chelsea aren't happy about it.
I think you're right, Tanner, and I think you'll also find a lot of teams trying to offload the players that they don't want for big money, like we've seen with Trippier. But we'll see. I don't think we'll see Newcastle spending a huge amount this window. I think next season, if they survive, that's when they'll go all out.
Here's to hoping that, or they're gonna have to rebuild in the championship like Manchester City did. Here we go, solid ball there.
Good ball.
Can Lukaku do anything with it though?
Good defending.
Gets a shot off. Great defending. Eric Dyer.
Charles saying Valencia only got 23 million for Ferran Torres. In that time, Torres was 60 million rated wonder kid there, and Valencia's in financial crisis by all accounts. Back here on YouTube, we've got Sai from the SAP Words podcast, and of course from Chain Wrestling. Hello, sir.
And
Hi,
Doctor
Sai.
Who and Natro Nats. The guy is a busy little bee.
And let's not forget, of course, as well, he's also a part of the Quantum Leap podcast right here on Tekkers as well. This guy literally does more podcasts than I do.
And me.
Indeed. So, yeah, Sai now does more podcasts than me and Max.
So he's the Lord. He's the Lord Sir.
He's the Prince of podcasting.
Sai, if you're listening, which I know you are at this point,
because you're in the chat.
Because you're in the chat, you need to find some time to come watch a United game with us at some point.
He has said, I have invited him many times. He said he spends that time watching it with his boy.
And he also hates other people's opinions.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. You know.
But your words, mate, on that one, not mine.
No, definitely not my words. Definitely Sar's words. Other people's opinions annoy him.
So if we watched a United game and we all jumped on United, it probably wouldn't last too long if he was here with us.
Oh, apparently Valencia is also forced over 15 million for Gaia to Barcelona.
Wow, I mean,
what do you mean?
It wasn't that long ago that Valencia were big spenders.
Yeah, superpower.
We have 3 minutes added on here at the end of the first half. It had been a fairly entertaining 0-0 at halftime.
I mean, it was only just over 20 years ago that they went to back-to-back Champions League finals, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, lost both of them. Wow.
A fact. Yes, a fact.
I think one of them was to Real Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember who the other one was to. It wasn't Porto.
Why are you thinking about it, Tanner?
No, thank you.
Why are you thinking about it? Of course, that's
Bayern.
That makes sense, of course. We are approaching half time here, though. We are literally about a minute and a half, 2 minutes away now.
Yeah, both teams woke up and chose violence today. Chelsea and Spurs.
Indeed. To be fair, my lad and my daughter rarely are here for games now. Oh. That's a shame. You're always welcome, sir.
So you say there's
maybe
a chance.
You drove them away with your hatred of their opinions.
Real Madrid are 2-0 down to Elche before 82nd minute and equalised 2-2 in the final minutes, apparently. That's funny. Apparently, it's not other people's opinions, but it's when people say you think I will listen to others. That's why I avoid football Twitter. And yet you're in our chat.
Yeah, and I mean, coming on this show, you have to put up with people like Matt saying that Thiago Alcantara is a terrible player.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mags. I don't agree with you on that one.
Matt obviously proving Mags right here. There we go. I've unmuted you.
Such a child. Such a child.
Absolutely.
All I'm trying to say is Matt has those kind of takes that Sar would be angry about.
I will say, though, thank you, Sai, for putting the Joe Radissa's music on Chain Wrestling's audio version when it came out. It is a fantastic version of that song.
Yes, Sai is really
Sai's amazing. Sai is amazing, and we do love him dearly. We're happy having him part of the Tekkers family.
Indeed.
He's all right.
he's just literally got like a rolling on the floor laughing symbol. Thank you very much for that, Sai. We any moment now we're going to have full halftime called, referee spoke to his lips, and that's it. It's halftime.
Yeah.
Halftime here at Stanford Bridge. It is Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0.
Very interesting half. I think Chelsea had the more chances, but Spurs are the only team to have the ball in the back of the net, and maybe they should be going in leading. You could
and a man up.
Argue that. Mm-hmm.
They could be. Let's face it. We've Harry Kane's been remonstrating with the referee, but he's not captain of this team.
Yeah, it's there's some big talking points out of this first half. Lukaku's form is been absolutely abysmal.
Should Doherty have been sent off,
or at least booked?
He should have been
for that.
Booked at least.
Indeed, a lot of talking points. We'll drift one at a time, of course, gentlemen. We've still got some chat going on here, of course. Saying Dortmund and Diego Dalot, he wanted to work hard, fight for the place, and now he's a key player for Manchester United, apparently. Untouchable, according to friend of the show, Richard and mine.
He wanted to work hard, so he didn't join Borussia Dortmund.
Dortmund do work hard.
No, I think the point that friend of the show for Britcho is making that Diogo wanted to
fight
to make make it a success at Man United because he wasn't a Man United level player. Let's not beat around the bush. When they signed him, that was what the fuck is this kind of signing? But he's come really good to the point where like Fabrizio says, he's a key player.
Indeed. Harry in the chat, is saying Valencia owned by the same bloke who owns Salford. And they did spend a lot, but they've also sold stupidly, like Ferran Torres, Cancelo, Nato, Rodrigo, Dan Pereiro, Gamero, and Coquelin, leaving in recent years. This is all true, of course.
And giving jobs to both Phil and Gary Neville.
Yes, that's bizarre in itself. If you are just joining us here on Radio Tackle, welcome to It's Half-Time at Stanford Bridge between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur from the English Premier League. We are providing alternative commentary to the amazing Premier League game. So thank you for joining us. If you've just joined us, welcome, of course. Throw down into the chat what you've been thinking about the Premier League so far this weekend.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about, obviously. We'll be talking about more on the volley tomorrow night, of course. So do come back for that tomorrow as well. But yeah, throw any take you want down there. Throw a food take down there and we'll talk about it. Or if you want to get in on the argument that Borussia Dortmund are lazy, then go ahead.
You'd be wrong, obviously.
I mean,
that's a hill to die on.
These are Tanner's words, not mine, of course.
No, I just found the wording to be funny. Obviously, Borussia Dortmund are a hard-working team in a working-class community, and Borussia Dortmund definitely hard workers.
Shut everyone. By the way, we're just watching here, by the way, Ryland Clark Neal sitting in a kid's chair. Why are you doing that? Your beard is ridiculous. Anyway, Shah over on Twitch is saying AFCON refs are better than Premier League refs.
Really? I mean, I think Shah is trying to poke the bear there. Those AFCON refs have been stopping matches with about 10 minutes to go, realising the mistake and then playing on for 4 or 5 more minutes and then stopping the match again. So at least we get 90 minutes out of the Premier League refs.
That made big news in the States while I was there.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on a sports show. It was on a main news headline. I'm like controversy hits the Africa Cup of Nations. And I'm like, what's going on? And they say, well, who can't count to 90? You've got to watch.
And as we talk about the AFCON in the round of 16, Burkina Faso leading Gabon 1-0.
Ooh, that's a bit of a shocker. Let's not forget, of course, that Nigeria are out. Ghana are out.
I believe so.
We've got some big teams.
Ghana finished bottom of their group.
Shocking. I mean, I do remember that Thomas Partey the other night. He literally arrived back at midday, turned up to play the Arsenal-Liverpool game, came on and got sent off for 2 yellow cards in 5 minutes.
And Nigeria aren't out. They've got Tunisia.
Oh, I thought they were. I thought they were out. I do apologise. I'm sorry, Nigeria fans.
You're wrong. Just so make sure you don't get that wrong again.
I won't say that again, mate.
Sorry, not sorry.
Well, yeah, this was been for a 0-0. This has been an interesting first half. I think Chelsea have had nearly 75% of the ball. Definitely should have done more with the ball. Lukaku has been terrible up front. He's had 3 really good chances and absolutely nothing come of it. It's almost, it feels like he's scared of being in the right place at the right time. I mean, the 2 crosses from Mount, which were pretty much identical. The first one he scarred well over, and the second one he didn't make contact with the ball at all. It's worrying that £100 million player is firing like this. It's quite shocking.
I'm surprised VR didn't have a look at it, because it doesn't look like he had the biggest touch in the world.
Yeah, we're just getting replays of Harry Kane's goal. There's not a lot of contact there. I mean, I know it's an outstretched arm and he's making contact, and it's technically a push, but Silva goes down very, very easily there. Indeed,
Harry in the chat is actually saying disappointing first half. Silva dug us out a few holes, but that wasn't a foul on him by Kane. I'm glad the goal didn't stand, though. We dominated chances, but have had as many shots on target as Spurs have.
One shot apiece,
Indeed.
Spurs have yet to even have a corner. It's been that one-sided.
Ex-Chelsea's like Tammy Abraham just put Roma ahead, according to side of the chat. And overall,
he's doing really well over in Italy.
Both him and Chris Bourne doing very well over at Roma, aren't they, apparently. Shah is saying, Man United fans, so they go from opinion to opinion, from De Gea out, Henderson in, to De Gea in, Henderson out. Is that true, Si? And Man United fan, will you come back as Shah? I think Shah is an Arsenal fan, so feel free to highlight it in the chat, but keep it clean.
I mean, I've always liked David De Gea. I think he's still one of the best keepers in the world. He had a run of form which was pretty poor. Maybe he should have been dropped for more games, but it's the old adage of form being temporary and class being forever. And I think De Gea is a top quality keeper.
I do like that.
Tanner would certainly have him for his Ajax world-beating 11.
Who is your current goalkeeper, Tanner?
My current goalkeeper, he's that gentleman from Dinamo Zagreb.
See, the goalkeeper. See, the one thing
remember his name off. Let me see if I can grab him real quick.
David De Gea is my number 2 goalkeeper.
Wow, what kind of takeover did you get?
Well, to be fair, De Gea is at the end of his contract, from which he's like 37 years old.
Or is it Livakovic?
Yep, there you go. That's
like I've got Anone as my number 1 goalkeeper.
Anone.
A-N-O-N-E.
Okay.
I've also.
Are you sure it's not Onana from my old goalkeeper?
Who Tanner palmed off?
It very well could be, actually. He's got a very good rating at the moment, to be fair. I've dug myself out of administration, Mag, by the way. But because of issues, I've now got because of issues having the ground I've got in the Premier League, I'm currently ground sharing with Crystal Palace. So,
yikes!
Until my new stadium is finished being built in 2028, which is still a year and a half away.
Oh, but that's going to cost you so much money. We're having football manager talk here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not aware, Matt does not actually own a football club that I'm aware of.
Not yet. By my way, I would. Charles saying I've got Unai Simon as my number 1 goalkeeper at Crystal Palace.
That's a good choice.
Yep,
that's a good choice. I thought about doing a realistic athletic club save. Only buying Basque Country players. Bring them in, or
Beaver Benitez, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be tough.
Oh, it would be extraordinarily. I'd be relying almost exclusively on the youth intake days, and then just me and Google Maps sitting here making sure that they actually come from the Basque Country.
That's like cool. Isn't that basically like what happens with Wolverhampton Wanderers' current chief scout?
Where he just exclusively buys from Portugal.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, to be fair,
and not exclusively,
It's
but
working.
It's
yeah,
definitely working. To be fair, they're doing very, very well this season again.
you could actually have a pretty good save as Wolves. You know, the more that you think about
Wolves are a consistently good team.
it. There's enough of a challenge being in the Premier League, but you have enough financial power to like really pick up some decent players without.
And you've got enough star quality that you could maybe shift some players on and get big money for them to rebuild.
Yep. It's interesting. Might have to do that. Well, here in the States, we get the talking heads, the pundits here.
Pundits. What pundits have you got in your room there, Tanner? Because over here in the UK, we've got Roy Keane, Jamie Redknapp, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
We have Tim Howard talking to himself.
Who?
Just
Tim Howard.
on his horn.
Yeah.
Tim Howard. Well, Tim
Tim
Howard, I think, was one of Everton's better goalkeepers in recent times.
Probably their best ever goalkeeper.
Better than the legend that is Neville Southall. That is you are talking out of your ass, sir.
Hey, I'm a real American.
I've just watched an advert for Jackass Forever, and someone poured honey over a man's crotch and then released a bear into the room.
Is that a real thing?
Jackass Forever. It's a new film. That's what
No, but is that a real scene out of the movie?
It's a trailer. It's part of the trailer for it.
So Johnny Knoxville to win the Royal Rumble then.
Oh, I still want to see that and see Roman Reigns destroy him.
He was actually at UFC last night as well, doing the press junket.
Oh,
well, he's doing. He's what's the word? Pressing the flesh.
He's making the rounds. Yeah.
Okay. We've got SJP saying. Cycle saying, nope, not true for me. De Gea had a dip in form, just played, but he still better keep in my eyes. Right now, players lose form. It happens.
So that says what I would call a silly take, and I won't listen to that. That's a bad take.
Shah saying, Bilbao save is very easy. Just scout lower level Spanish leagues. I'm young. Bilbao is very young, good youth facilities and staff already developed there, but you've got to find Spanish wonder kids.
I would agree with everything except the first thing that you said. You cannot simply scout the lower Spanish leagues. You have to only look into ones that are from the Basque
region. Yeah, I mean, it seems that you'd be a club that would make a hell of a lot of money because you have to sell amazing players who want to leave and then buy ridiculously cheap unknowns. So you could do maybe say 3 or 4 years following the tradition of buying Basque players and then tell the board to fuck off and then go out and buy some world-class players.
Yeah.
Indeed. Speaking of world class, Graham, who got back on the chat,
you're such a nice podcast co-host.
It's listening while doing some MGB research. Good day to you guys. But then he comes to me directly and says, "Is it dark when Matt is, or is he showing off his tan from Florida?"
I think it's
bit of both. Actually, it is pitch black outside right now. And Shah is saying it's kind of like building a nation safe.
I wonder if Graham might be doing some research on Matt himself, as there might be a new project maybe in the mix here somewhere.
Maybe not.
Possibly.
Interesting.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Oh,
we are the players are coming out for the second half here though.
Matt seems so disheartened by my attempt to tease.
They're still arguing for referees, by the way. They're coming out.
Yeah. Maybe.
And the referee was looking at one of the coaches. They're like, "Who are you? Who the hell are you to talk to me? Go away."
Grant, got back up saying this recording would definitely benefit from Nishko dropping in unexpectedly.
Yeah, absolutely, and also benefit from Matt turning up with literally seconds to go before we started.
Yeah. Graham is also saying, "Let me do MGB first," and then Shah says he'll be right back. Okay, not a problem, guys. We are approaching the second half here. If you are just joining us for the second half, welcome. You've missed nothing because it's still 0-0.
You haven't missed nothing. You've missed Lukaku making an ass of himself, Harry Kane pushing over Thiago Silva before scoring,
some nasty tackles,
and a horrific tackle from Matt Doherty, and a rugby tackle as well from Eric Dyer. We didn't even discuss that, how he essentially did a Boris Johnson and rugby tackled was it? I think that was also Thiago Silva.
It was like it's like a scene out of a movie where like you're trying to save the president, so you tackle somebody to the ground.
just Eric Dyer like that through midair in slow motion to take
the weird thing is, Kepa and Rita Balaga, Hugo Lloris is now having a word with the assistant referee at the net. I'm not sure what's going on here. I think they've got a problem with the net.
Oddly enough,
there's a hole in the net.
Is that from where Lukaku has shot? No, probably not.
Probably not.
That's mean, Mags. Fair, but mean. Speaking of fair, in the chat, Graham is saying, I was worried I'd missed the food chat. Well, about those gravy fountains, eh?
Yeah. Did you ever come what all did you eat while you were in Disney?
I had a lot of food, but there was no sausage gravy fountains.
How many times did you get brain freeze? Because that was joyous.
Chris,
the multiple Fred
at Chris Lewis 37 is the best place to look for all of the brain freeze that happened.
Brain freeze particles.
Brain freeze particles. Yes, Chris. Thank you.
But before, during, and after.
Multiple times in a day, though. It's almost like he never learned a lesson.
And lunch on Matt. Thank you so much. Oh, that's it. They just tied the net together in the old-fashioned way.
They zip-tied it.
This is what would happen on the parks. I love it.
This is Sunday League tackle. It really, really is. I mean, Sa in the chat, managing a lower league team, he will remember this.
Indeed. Graham is saying brain freeze would be good for a podcast, Tanner. Size actually say that word for word. Cable ties fixing it. I remember doing this, but that was for park footy, not Premier League.
Yeah, the richest league in the land.
And they're using cable ties to hold the net together. Although one had to ask how that happened in the first place. We're back underway, second half.
Maybe it was from Kane punching the net.
It's gotta be Kane.
That actually would make sense because Kane did score on that end of the pitch.
Into the opposite corner, though.
Yeah, but it still could have rippled up and tied it. Could have done.
It looked like it frayed away, but yeah, it's ridiculous that one of the richest clubs in the whole of the footballing world haven't got a fully working net.
Amazing if that happened before the game, then that means the referee didn't spot it right before the game started. Then,
is it an issue though?
On the contrary, it's not surprising that people at Stanford Bridge have zip ties.
Well, so Sai continues that by saying,
at least the zip ties matched the colour. At least it got white zip ties. Would have been even more hilarious if they rocked up with like a red and a green one.
Christmas themed.
Absolutely fantastic. So I'm in the chat saying 6 to stab a net into the ground as someone forgot to bring the pegs as well. They did. They did have 6 to stab in the ground.
Graham in the chat, he brings up something that I noticed as well. There was a gentleman at the AEW show who says who had a sign that said "Arsenal till I die" on AEW Dynamite this week, which made my skin crawl.
Awesome.
But yeah,
it was Conor McCabe. Conor McCabe rocking up to
Conor McCabe. Showing the break here.
It's a long
Ziyech.
It's a long trip from
in the top corner.
Oh, that is a worlder. That is a worlder. What a great goal.
I think Ziyech has earned his place in this team with that one.
That was so reminiscent of the goal that Eric Cantona scored against Liverpool, and he just stood and took the adulation. That came from nowhere. That is a sensational goal.
Harry in the chat is saying he only scores worldies. And it is a worldie goal. Oh, pick
Just
that
pick-
one out.
There's no keeper in the world that saves that. Plenty of time on the ball. Perfect amount. That leaves Lloris flat-footed.
Doesn't even move, does it? You're not expecting that.
It even looks like it's going high and wide, so you can understand Lloris leaving that, but the dip at the end, perfect. What a goal. What a goal.
Is that actually passion from Tuchel? Or he went like this? My name is Kane.
And I am a Rudy Poo candy ass. Chelsea on the break again.
Here again.
Ziyech. This time he starts to pass. Oh,
David.
He's having another go. Oh, my Gideon. Where is this Ziyech been? Oh, my God.
Well, this is the thing. Shaw was saying this earlier. Where's the Ziyech that was playing for Borussia Dortmund? He's turned up all of a sudden.
I think he was talking about Kai Havertz, but the sentiment was there.
But look at the swerves on that.
That's actually a top draw save by Hugo Lloris. But this in the last minute or so, Hakim Ziyech has just chosen violence. It's just amazing.
And on the ball, no less. Graham from Google Back was saying that Billy the Fish might have got to it, but that's it. Wow.
Ooh, that's a bad tackle here by Thiago Silva. I'm surprised the ref didn't do anything there.
What's your minutes there, Tanner?
49, 15, 16, 17, 18.
And the ball comes through. Oh,
snatches that minute.
Takes that straight off the head of Harry Kane. That was a well-taken free kick.
One-handed, as I might point out by Kepa. Literally, like, no, you don't. Thank you. Chelsea really need this win though, because if they've got any hope of salvaging a title charge, they've got to start winning games.
Which is why they need to lose.
But Spurs also need the win as well, because they've got to keep the pressure upon Arsenal. Wolves are knocking on the door behind them.
Graham from Google Back was saying, is he the 21st century version of Tony Yeboah?
Oh, man.
the collective groan, by the way, from one of my co-hosts there.
I mean, Tony Yeboah's goals for Leeds were phenomenal.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
But he's also a tank in human form. I don't think Ziyech has the body frame of a Tony Yeboah.
He does certainly only score amazing goals, though. So, I mean, there might be something to it.
Connor came in the chat is saying, just go out for lunch, see Chelsea 1-0 up. Indeed, so it's why you don't go for lunch. You have it delivered to your house.
So Connor, can you confirm or deny that you were the Arsenal Till I Die fan at this week's Rampage and Dynamite tapings?
Gentlemen, I need to step away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back with you.
Okay. Well,
Brilliant.
He could have just left the camera on. I mean, instead of leaving us in this compromised position here. There we go.
Yeah, and now we have to mess with the settings. Cheers, Matt. Selfish.
What a dick. Okay. So classic Tekkers here, me and Mags.
OG Tekkers.
As Matt has left us.
I can still hear you, arsehole.
Thanks, Matt.
Do you remember the days when Matt wasn't a part of this? How much fun we used to have.
Spurs with the throw in here.
Oh, no, can we actually add Matt to the screen now? Because I wanted to show Ori
yeah, of course.
No, I don't mean Matt as in him. I'd prefer he didn't come back. But the icon that we have here on Radio Text for when someone doesn't have the camera is the orange Jamesons.
No, it's not. It's not letting us do it.
Oh,
it gives me an error. It says we can only hear audio only. With
well, that sucks.
Yeah,
but orange Jamesons is a thing. Still yet to try. Have you tried it?
I have not. No, I'm just. I've got so many other bottles that I need to get through.
Right beside you in your office right now.
But I mean, I've always disliked the regular Jameson. So I imagine that the orange one's pretty good. It might be more of like a after dinner kind of Jameson.
Yeah, I don't think it's the full kind of 40% standard of whiskey. It's definitely like a whiskey drink rather than a full-fledged whiskey.
Indeed.
As we say that, and Matt returns. Let's just juggle this about.
Oh,
There we go. Did you actually mute him as well? Graham got his muting. Chelsea have come out all guns blazing in this second half.
Just over the bar that time.
Hudson-Odoi with the pass, and was it Mount with the shot?
Yes.
Totally theme that way, yes.
Spurs need to find
Rudiger wrestling Stephen Bergwijn to the ground, gets the foul though.
This is very reminiscent of how Spurs were playing against Liverpool, where they just wound up Liverpool all game long until all hell broke loose at the end.
So Conor McCabe asking who scored for Chelsea. It was Hakim Ziyech, and it was a goal to go back and check. So when you get the opportunity to go and see that goal, it was superb. Eric Dyer looking like he may be going in the book now. Second rough tackle.
Let's say, yeah.
Missed time there, bad Dyer.
Ziyech's goal, probably goal of the weekend so far. I would presume.
And these are the kind of comments I absolutely live for. When Graham is on Matt for his snacking habits, that just gives me.
I'm hungry. What am I to do?
I mean, what do you have to eat, Matt?
I have just a bag of chips.
Oh goodness!
Did you call them chips? I will slap the taste out of your mouth if you ever do that again.
To be fair, it says here
crisps,
fried chicken, flavored potato chips.
Crisps, sir. You know the rules.
Oh no!
Thiago Silva, who shouldn't even be on the pitch because he's a massive fouling douchebag.
Indeed.
Harry Kane and Dyer are fuming, swarming the referee.
Sorry in the chat is they got to go live, have a good show. Hope to see you tomorrow night for everything live. I'll be in the chat, sir. I'll also be here for volley straight after everything, but do check out everything with Mags and Sight. It's amazing as always.
So all stemming from the free kick from Eric Dyer, whipped in. Silva with the glancing header. I don't get what the argument is about.
That's on the pitch.
That's a well taken free kick. Good header by Thiago Silva. It was clearly a foul by Eric Dyer. He stood on Callum Hudson-Odoi's foot. I don't get what the argument is about.
The English commentary is saying, I think it is a free kick from Gary Neville.
Well, that's good because it is.
It
was clearly a free kick.
Over in the chat, Graham is saying a massive fouling douchebag. He agrees with you there, Mags. Lucas Moore is on. Sessegnon
coming off. Has he even touched the ball in this game? I don't remember once saying Sessegnon's name.
Skip also coming on here for Tanganga.
Oh wow, they're shutting up shop.
They need to stop the bleeding, but they also need to score some. This is I don't know.
If Thiago Silva lasts this whole 90 minutes, doesn't get sent off after being booked so early in the game and having so many fouls, that is a glorious performance.
Thiago Silva is 6 years older than me, if not older, which is incredible because he looks at least 10 years younger than me.
He's got such a baby face.
He might live forever. He might be 80 and look the same exact way.
He could well do. And there doesn't seem to be any sign of him slowing down, though. No. That's the scary thing. No, he's as good as he was maybe a decade ago. Bergwijn and Rudiger. Again, that's stemming from that foul from earlier on. It looks.
That's a foul, let's see.
That's a fire. Oof. very reminiscent of last night's main event between Ngannou and Gagne, which was a great fight.
I better say, Mag, as the UFC fan, who would you put your money on in that fight? Bergwijn or Rudiger?
I don't know.
Bergwijn looks stockier.
Yeah, he looks like he's got some heft behind him.
Mm-hmm. But Rudiger has got the they're showing some pushes. It's actually
started with Big Dave.
So Rudiger coming in to defend the honor of Big Dave Azpilicueta. That is brilliant.
All 5'5" of David Azpilicueta.
Yeah, but Bergwijn was actually smaller than Azpilicueta there as well.
I know. That's very interesting.
Bergwijn.
Bergwijn almost gets a goal as well. This. If we see a game that ends with 11 people on both sides of the pitch,
it'll be amazing.
I'll be shocked. Good attempt by Bergwijn as well there.
Mm-hmm.
What's your beverage of choice today, gentlemen, by the way?
So I'm on a New Year health kick. So okay. I'm on raspberry and blueberry tea.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've gone the other way, unfortunately. I'm on strawberry and
I'm on sugar water.
I'm on strawberry
sugar
lime
water
and vodka.
Crisps.
Huh.
Other brands are available.
Strawberry and lime vodka.
That feels like it is very syrupy.
Yes.
It's
very
not too
sugary.
bad when you mix it with a good own brand lemonade.
Oh, you're a classy broad.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh. Hugo Lloris trying to
Graham the chat trying to give a challenge here. Babyface, you got the and live forever. Okay, challenge set. Continue commentary only using song lyrics.
Babyface, you got the what? Is that a song?
I guess what he's referring to is that we called Thiago Silva a babyface.
Oh, okay.
I think he's suggesting that we basically do the rest of the
So anytime we speak about Thiago Silva, it's got to be a song lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that.
He's certainly not taking the stairway to heaven anytime soon, because he's gonna live forever.
That was grim. That was grim.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's playing like he has got an appetite for destruction, I will say.
See, that's an album, though. Yeah, you gotta...
Look, it just came off the top of my head, sir.
Yeah,
How dare you?
You gotta, welcome to the jungle here, Mags. Maybe you should go take a vacation down to Paradise City,
where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
Yeah, there you go. Look at the guitar solo breakdown at the end of that song is absolutely top notch.
Mm-hmm.
Tanner, were you born down the dead man's town?
No.
Yeah. Austin. Deadbeat town, sorry, not dead.
Wow.
Deadbeat town.
Wow. Just very harsh.
Oh,
coming from a man from Burnley.
No, that's the massive irony.
Ziyech wins another free kick, by the way.
So since you mentioned guitar solos, Tanner, and you being an aficionado of music, what's your favorite ever guitar solo?
Oh man, there's so many good ones. Like, I mean, it would be way too cliche to go with like Stairway to Heaven, which we just made mention of here. I think that's a good guitar solo, but it's a bit overplayed, I think. Yeah. I can certainly say that my favorite guitarist is certainly Jimi Hendrix by a long shot.
Okay, good shout.
He's had some amazing solos.
I do have two solos which really stand out for me. I like Flea's broken guitar solo from Scar Tissue. That's absolutely amazing. And then one of the most underrated solos for me is Johnny Greenwood's Paranoid Android solo for Radiohead.
Yes. Yeah,
how he physically is able to move his fingers in that way to get those notes is amazing. Really cool solo.
It's pretty stunning for sure. I think probably one of the best pieces of guitar music, and this is not gonna stand up too well, I don't think. But Eric Clapton on the cover of Crossroads when he was with Cream was probably one of the best pieces of guitar work that's ever been recorded. Unfortunately, he's taken some interesting points of view in recent history, and he's kind of been outed as a not so great person. It seems, which well, we'll see. We'll see.
Under Conte, Tottenham have taken more points from losing positions than any other team.
Well, it's not happening in this game, is it?
They need to do something quick, it seems.
Oh my God, Graham. Matt is trying to think of a Hannah Montana song that he can use. I mean, is she known for great guitar solos?
You know, I think about lyrics in general. I know one Hannah Montana song. That's it, Graham.
Yeah, Matt did come back from Florida very recently, where he was having a party in the USA.
I think that's more Miley Ray Cyrus than Hannah Montana.
Is that not Hannah Montana? God.
That was Miley Cyrus after Hannah Montana days.
And appropriate that we are talking guitarist whilst Matt is over here. Hank Marvin, brilliant. Graham, you are winning the internet today. Oh, were they delicious, those crisps? Matt?
Are you already done?
I'm done. They get me in a packet, to be fair.
So what flavor was that? That clearly
KFC flavor.
Had the kernel on it.
It was the KFC flavored Max ones, was that? Yeah. I don't think I've had them, or if I have, I don't remember them.
They're worth your time, and they're very good in a sandwich as well.
Ooh, yes. What kind of sandwich would you serve it? Would you serve it with some roasted chicken?
No, you have them in the sandwich, Tanner, and that's it.
Yes. Like
that's it.
So just bread, crisp bread.
Is that what you were meaning? Oh,
that's a crisp sandwich, yeah.
No, but do you not have a sandwich of something else and then add the crisps as a texture?
Depending on what it is, but I'm saying those would be quite good on their own in one. Is what I'm saying, because the flavour is so intense.
Ew, okay.
The seasoning on them, it's so intense. You don't need it. And the crisp are thicker than even McCoy's. So, here we go. Conor McKay in the chat. My entertainment while there was
it was ours as well.
Was Matt was on holiday. Was the Brian freeze? Who's Brian?
Look at him. He's picked him up on that on purpose because he's slating Matt. You petulant child.
He learned his lesson from the first. If you ever been to Florida, it's fucking hot.
He never learns lessons.
Brian freeze. Matt was like, I'm going to be the most petty about this that I possibly can.
Connor, we love you dearly. I love you dearly, sir.
Hey, all props to Connor for calling you out on that.
Absolutely, Connor. I will drink to that.
Brian freeze.
Oh, Chelsea wanting a penalty.
Chelsea getting told short shrift, absolutely not.
Chelsea won a lot of things. They won a league title, but that's certainly not going to happen this year, I don't think.
They got more league titles than Tottenham have.
Oh, well.
I mean, who hasn't? Burnley have won the league.
More than Chelsea?
More than
Tottenham.
That's a good point, sir. You can laugh about that. I'm generally not picking here. I'm asking a genuine question here. I don't know when it was that Burnley won the league titles.
Oh, like in pre-war times.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, cool. Spurs only won.
They all count.
Yeah, absolutely they do.
Spurs have only got one league title.
Oh,
right?
what a ball on the top for Chelsea!
I believe so.
And Lloris has missed it.
Oh crap!
But
Great pressure by Chelsea.
It's shepherded out though by the Tottenham defence, but that was calamitous.
What a ball! And Lloris had to commit to it. Heads it against his own man.
So Spurs have actually won the top flight division twice, 1950-51 and 1960-61.
Yeah. Wasn't the 60-61 season the one where they won the league and the FA Cup?
Yes.
They did the double.
I believe Arsenal have a chance for this.
That was 60 years ago.
My brother tells me that Arsenal have a chance for this. It's 61, never again. 61, never again.
Oh.
Because they're never going to win the league title and cup double again.
So Burnley have also won the top flight twice, 1920-21 and 59-60. So we followed up with Spurs.
The first one do.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Lukaku, good save. Good save by Hugo Lloris. Needed to be. Bird one is not giving up though. He seems to be the most energetic player. He seems to be on everywhere at the moment.
He's a very good player. I'm surprised that he.
And
Spurs
got a corner.
Spurs get a corner.
I don't even like Spurs, and I'm wondering how they're. I just.
Why do you not like Spurs so much?
It's not that I don't. I mean, I feel as though under Conte they've actually become under Conte what they originally wanted to be under Mourinho, which were like these bad guys, because they've really come out of their their shell into now being these
assholes.
Yeah, basically. What is Leo? Is that and why is it a leopard? Shouldn't it be a lion?
Leo, is that the betting site? Is on about the advertising board?
It looks like some kind of soft drink. Yeah,
it could well be.
I do not know
heard
it. Oh. It's as Scott Perkins from the Blade Job Show would say, to the internet.
Yeah,
find out, Magsy, for us, because you're very good at that research and development.
I'm trying to.
Mags, the head of R&D of Radio Tekkers.
I've called him worse.
The R&D of R&T.
No. No. That is like trying to shoehorn Jamie Redknapp into a greatest every level of Liverpool.
It's a beer.
It's a beer, Leo. Like Corona was, and now it's really not popular.
Apparently, they also do frozen drinks.
Ooh.
But yeah, Leo's is a beer. Looks like it's an Indian beer of some kind. But yeah.
Why are they using a leopard?
Well, why not?
Leo the leopard. Leopard. Because if Leo is in the word of leopard, isn't it? Maybe they didn't have enough room to fit the PARD on the bottle.
We have a man talking in the chat. Conor McCabe saying, my prediction for Man of the season, Liverpool jump Man City to win the league title while making the Champions League final, mark it down. Conor McCabe, you're welcome back anytime.
Don't take me down this road.
I am putting the bet. I'm putting the bet on now.
Things that will not happen this season. This here.
I think one of those two things will happen.
You'll get Champions League.
We'll probably get a Champions League.
I'll take that.
The league is done.
Could we make it
a League Cup? And a League Cup.
Could we make it 7?
I think the League Cup is within range as well. We'll go to Wembley, of course, for that, and of course we will be covering that live here on Tekkers.
Mm-hmm. If Jurgen Klopp gets a cup double this season, they will build him an even bigger statue than the one they'll already build him.
Because when you are the first loser, aka second place, the thing you do want is the League Cup. The worst of all of the cups.
To be fair, the league and the FA Cups are the only things he has. That was
a great ball.
Great ball from
How did you not get there?
Because Doherty
just carried on. Doherty went full Forrest Gump on that and just carried on running. That ball by Højbjerg though was brilliant, and Doherty was nowhere near it.
Conor McCabe is saying, is the FA Cup and Liverpool sites as well? Possible Cup season? It's possible.
I mean, did they not get knocked out? I thought they got knocked out.
No, we beat Shrewsbury 4-1.
Yeah. I mean, you
Can
could
imagine
get
the scenes if you got beat by Shrewsbury. Woof.
Well, but we did get held to a goalless draw a couple of years ago, and we had to go back to Anfield for a replay. But there's no replays this season. There's no replays due to fixture congestion. So it's all decided on the day, if it's in the daytime, or the night at night time, of course.
I mean,
and Conte is on. And
Liverpool are still on for a quadruple. Let's just leave it at that.
Well,
Liverpool are in the mix for it. To be fair.
Realistically, a cup treble.
Yes, I think realistically yes, Mag. But they are in it, which is true.
Yeah. I mean, City could uncharacteristically, slip up. Liverpool need to concentrate on their own game and win every game and not worry about City until the time comes where they play each other.
Yeah, until it's mathematically impossible, you never give up the fight, because we've seen teams like, when Newcastle had a 15-point lead on Man United and Man United were able to claw it back and win the league. It does happen. So certainly don't stop believing.
Let's not forget that Liverpool very good. Liverpool, of course, won today, of course, and if they win their game in hand against Leicester, they'll be just 6 points behind, and they were 1 point 13, which is quite a turnaround in a month.
It's achievable. It's definitely achievable,
and they've still got to play City again.
Are Liverpool not 2 games behind still?
Not now. They're not. I don't believe because they've played one. They were one.
They've got one game in hand. Yeah, and it's currently 9 points difference.
Okay. Yeah, so win their game in hand, they'll be 6 points behind.
Mm-hmm.
So
to play,
it's certainly doable.
I mean, City has come from behind themselves to win a league after with fewer points or more points difference. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, he said yesterday after the game that was the best they've played all season. I'm thinking, what game were you watching, Pet?
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe he was taking drugs that day.
This 1-1 draw is better than any other result that we've had.
Conor McCabe in the chat is saying, I'm sort of surprised Liverpool have been in the race with Salah and Mane out for the AFCON.
Because they're a great team. Like that's what it boils down to.
There's strength in depth.
Jota has really stepped up. Stepped up.
Yeah, Minamino as well. Taki Minamino, who is largely written off and laughed at by most of the Liverpool fan base, and has now turned good,
including these two douchebags.
I've always defended Minamino. If you can find that footage of me saying a bad thing about Minamino, then
it's in the same place where you can find the footage of me saying Jota was a rip-off. Because it never happened.
I will say as well that Fabinho has turned into quite an amazing penalty taker.
No, he's always been great. He's got so much power.
I'm most impressed with his versatility. He can play literally
anywhere.
He plays Dutch football. He can play absolutely anywhere on the pitch.
Chelsea.
I'm glad he's getting some game time at last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he should have gone to Roma with Tammy Abraham. They would have just
Chelsea and Spurs giving the ball pretty much to Ziyech and Mount. Good tackle by Lloris.
Lloris had to be strong there.
Dave
just wandered into the box. He's hit the split in the net. What is he doing?
They're gonna have to bring more zip ties.
Is it a corner or is it a goal? This is Mount of a brilliant tackle by
that's
Lloris.
a great save by Lloris there.
Superb. Superb.
Hello, sir. James from Primetime Conversations doing absolutely amazing work in spreading his wings from wrestling now to the more wider fields of entertainment. There's a great interview with David Shaw, one of the stars of The In-Betweeners. Definitely go and check that out. How are you, sir?
Absolutely. Who is he doing an interview with?
So, do you know Jay Cartwright from The In-Betweeners? He's the guy who plays his dad.
Yeah.
James had a really frank and kind of raw interview with him, and he's pushing James onto a weight loss regime. Talks about mental health and kind of bullying and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a really good interview. So definitely check that out.
Excellent. And where can people find that back? Can people find that on all podcasting devices?
Yep, it's on audio, and it's also on James's one of James's YouTube channels, the Primetime Conversations one. Used to be the 90s Wrestling Podcast for people who were subscribed to that. He's also got the Cafe de Rene podcast, which is
a blast, by the way.
It's so good, so
worth
good.
Checking out the YouTube version of that if you can for that as well. Well worth your time. And if you don't know who James is by now, then who are you really? He's amazing. He's everywhere, and he's really taken off, and we are so proud of him here at Tekkers.
Absolutely,
indeed.
In fact, he was even part of our semi-final coverage of the Euros, of course, last year. Max, he was part of the England-Denmark game. He had a few issues with connections in and out, but he was here. He was part of it, and we can say that he was part of our team. So that was phenomenal.
Doherty again with a horrific tackle on. He's trying to kill a player in this game.
It doesn't
It's the same thing he did to Saar. It's exactly the same thing.
It doesn't look as bad, and then you see it in slow motion.
How is he not booked?
He's really taken the onus of being the new Eric Lamela.
Yeah, he's definitely fitted into those shoes. That goal back, we're getting a replay of the Ziyech goal, and that was just so beautiful.
To be fair, Thiago Silva's goal is a quality goal as well. James from Primetime Conversations is saying, "I'm blushing, sir. You don't need to blush, sir. Everything we say is absolutely honest truth. You are a peer and a privilege to have you in our chat, sir."
We're getting a close up of Thiago Silva. Is he clearing the lines for Chelsea?
Lukaku, that was an acrobatic clearance there.
Ooh, yeah.
Lukaku keep the pressure on.
Unnecessary there, but yeah.
The thing is, though, Lukaku's not even putting the pressure on now. He's going towards the ball, but at the beginning of the season, this Lukaku was bullying defenders. Now he's just standing around.
I wonder if maybe they've changed the way they play Chelsea. Well, the fact they've gone to 4-2-2-2.
He has come out and said many things about how it's frustrating not having the team essentially built around him.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't. And Lukaku again wins the ball nicely. Mount on the wing. Lukaku.
That's a great ball back, Mount. Lukaku now.
Kante's
nobody in the box though. Conte not even attempted to get into the box.
Conte was the option there.
Ziyech showing Lukaku how you get a shot off.
In a good cross in, but straight down the throat of Lloris. This has turned into a very one-sided game. Spurs are now trying to break out. Foul given in Spurs' favour by Kovacic. Had he been booked? If he hadn't, he should have been for that. He had a few of those now.
There's been many things that should have been bookings in this game that have not been.
Yeah. The cards have been absolutely all over the shop on this. Absolutely all over.
He has had a good game, referee, for sure.
He's just like, it's a Sunday afternoon.
How Doherty hasn't picked up a booking is absolutely beyond me. How Thiago Silva hasn't picked up a second booking is beyond me. It's shocking.
Spurs building nicely though here. If they get a goal back now, in the last 10 minutes could be quite interesting. Spurs got ball in.
They need
Chelsea
this.
will clear it to halfway.
But could they call it a foul? Of course not.
Pulling off the ball. And Dyer, is that Kieran Dyer? Oh yeah,
if it was, that'd be a coup of a signing. 54-year-old Kieran Dyer.
Eric Dyer, though, he bullied Lukaku off the ball there. That was impressive.
I think that's the first time I've snorted live on YouTube. And Twitch, by the way. Subscribe now.
Absolutely.
For more snorts.
For 54-year-old Kieran Dyer.
I don't even know if he's actually 54.
He's not
Kieran-
54. He is 40, I'd say. But
Did Kieran Dyer play for Tottenham? I'm sure he played for Tottenham.
I don't think he did. No.
I know he played for Newcastle. Kieran Dyer, that is a blast from the past, sir.
Kieran Dyer is 43.
Not even that far away, to be quite fair.
Kieran Dyer played for Ipswich, Newcastle, West Ham, QPR, and Middlesbrough.
And
yet Thiago Silva is probably around the same age and
they
still looks amazing.
Oh,
they probably their
I
kids
have to
are probably
go
to the same school in the same
Incidentally,
in
he
Brazil.
played
Yeah.
Brazil. Weirdly
Kieran
enough,
Dyer, he raised in Brazil.
retired off to Rio de Janeiro.
Conor McCabe in the chat is saying, in world news, CONCACAF have finally implemented VAR in all their competitions.
Well, it's not like CONCACAF to be behind the times now, is it? So,
I will say, it's not VAR the problem, it's how it's used.
yeah. Like if it's in a Premier League game, it's used terribly.
Yeah, just
For the most
just
part,
obscenely.
To be fair, although it doesn't seem way, for the most part, it actually is used quite well. It is a case of measure being interpreted according to the rules correctly.
I do sometimes feel that the person watching the VAR is more concerned about their fancy Premier League team and the point scoring rather than what's actually happening on the pitch.
Are you suggesting that there's a conspiracy, Mags?
I am putting it into the ether. I'm not confirming or denying, but maybe if somebody doesn't get booked or a goal stands, they gain the extra points and the bonuses on their Premier League fancy team.
Should there be an investigation of the referees union, perhaps?
No, let's not forget, of course.
The issue is they kind of like Boris Johnson, they investigate themselves, so they're going to find no impropriety whatsoever.
Let's not forget there is an investigation going on currently about an Arsenal player getting a booking this season.
Ah, yes, that was betting as well, wasn't it? Was it not?
Betting irregularity.
It's all
allegedly.
It's all allegedly.
Xhaka, yes.
Allegedly, somebody is taking.
We have to, for legal reasons, say it is alleged currently. Yes. I said not alleged, of course. Though I want a question for you, Mag. Between 1999 and 2007, Kieran Dyer played for England how many times?
I think it's in the 20s, maybe even a little bit higher. I remember he made a lot of substitution appearances. There was a period where he was actually really, really good. I'm going to go with 24 caps.
Okay.
That's not far away.
Tanner, you made a guess. Look it up.
How many caps has he had?
33. 33.
You're assuming that I didn't know how many caps Kieran Dyer had?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, Tanner has wrote the biography on Kieran Dyer. He knows that he was raised in the slums of Palmeiras as a child. Went to the same school in the favelas.
Author of Going to Brazil.
As Spurs quick!
Kepa with a worldie of a save. And now he's hurt his finger.
Oh,
the poor lad has hurt his.
I think he did punch the post on his way past.
He's hurt his finger, so he needs to lie on his back and throw his legs.
Conor McCabe is saying allegedly in the chat. Yeah, allegedly, yeah.
He's jammed his finger.
I want to see this. What really hurt his finger here? So
probably the ball.
The save is fine. It's a simple push away.
This might be better view. I think he punches the post. Oh, he does hit the post slightly.
Oh, I mean, he brushes the post. I mean, the hand that he's complaining about, he then uses to get onto his knees. So he can't be in that much pain.
Ow.
That was very reminiscent of when Peter Griffin gets cramp and he's like,
Prime time conversations. James is saying, I have Silver and Rudiger my fantasy. Need the clean sheet. We've got Callum Hudson coming off Marcus Alonso. So
here we go. Clean sheet over. Marcus Alonso is coming on the pitch. They are going to concede right now.
Hard the doors was straight off, by the way. He hasn't got to run across the pitch to try and waste time.
There's a motorcycle on the pitch.
No, that's at Matt's racetrack. Matt, if you don't know, lives in the middle of Brands Hatch.
I wish that's in Kent.
Okay, Silverstone.
That's in Hamptonshire. I wish.
Matt lives somewhere close to the Autobahn.
That's in Germany.
I mean, you're probably the closest to Germany of all of us.
Yeah.
Guten Tag.
Guten Morgen. Yeah, Morgan.
Man, Spurs have put up...
Speaking of Germans, what do you think of Henning Wehn, the comedian? I think he's amazing.
Oh, he's hilarious. I thought you was going down a different route then. I got slightly worried.
Yeah,
I thought you was going to go, what do you think about Gunter Stark? But Henning Wehn, yeah, I think he's hilarious.
Harry Winks is coming off. Harry Winks coming off. But
You didn't need to do the German impression there.
No, I did.
Brian Hill, he's coming on the pitch. Hill.
So we really praised him when Tottenham made that signing. How big of a disappointment has Brian Hill's season
He's not getting
been?
enough game time, man.
Exactly.
He's not.
Yeah.
Just sad.
Right, we've got Conor McCabe in the chat. He's saying, "I have a little German in my family, and you German I know as well as who is
how tall is this German? Is he only 4 foot?
I think we all were going down the same route here. How small is this German? What German swear words do you know? Let us know what.
Yes, and then please do a translation.
Yeah, well, tell us the German word and we'll see if we can guess what the swear word is.
Look back and saying MGB research is all done, and he says that Matt lives at Interlaw and go get a snack mid-record.
Oh, brilliant! I love the saltiness of Graham's.
So salty are they?
Yeah. Salty like those KFC chips.
Indeed.
What I am concerned is that Graham said he was going to do some research whilst this game was going on. So how little research has he put into this episode of MGB?
He's listening to us while he's looking up facts.
I mean,
about
that's all the research that you need. As we confirm that Hakim Ziyech has been named man of the match, absolutely deserved for that.
I would agree with that.
For that 2 minutes where he was the best player in the history of football, it was absolutely outstanding.
That might be goal of the season.
The problem with this is, it's Salah.
Every angle makes it look better.
Yeah, I mean, Salah did have those 2 goals back-to-back weeks that were just
no.
Like
put that one side from Montana. Fact of the matter is that Ziyech doesn't get the appreciation he deserves here for that goal, because if it had been Salah do it, people would talk about it all season long. Same for Ronaldo or Messi or Lewandowski or Haaland.
Wow,
we're talking about that fantastically, but Ziyech does that, and I bet most of the people forget about it next week.
Probably because Tuchel won't play him next week. That's part of the problem.
A rare Saul Niguez has entered the game.
Oh, really?
Really? Saul come?
They've just took off Hakim Ziyech for Saul.
Graham in the chat saying that copy and paste from Wikipedia wasn't too time consuming. Make sure you
did the Matt Willis way of doing research.
Wow. let's add Mags back to the chat before the overlay breaks us.
He can't handle the truth, Tanner. Oh, header back to Kepa. Kepa again probably injured his little pinky finger.
His other
you
finger.
might not let that go, Mags, are you?
It was so ridiculous. Like the way he was using that hand to stand back up, and then my finger is really sore. I think I've cracked a nail.
He may unwrap those gloves and have like this giant blood
Just a
blister.
finger flop off.
Yeah.
Still in the glove.
Oh, that would be disgusting.
Very disgusting.
Matt, have you ever seen an injury like that, at the hospital?
No, thankfully. Thankfully, I've not.
What if, I mean, this will probably more linked to you, Tanner, than Matt, but what if his finger ends up being like John Jones against Chelsea where he's thumbing for a lift with his little finger? Yeah, look it up, Matt. That's your homework for today. Look up Chelsea John Jones injury. It's horrific.
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I didn't know big toes could bend in half like that.
Tekkers have become about 30% football and about 8% Matslander and about 105% math skills.
It's 110% Tekkers. That's what you get here.
we go that extra 10% just to slander Matt.
I am waiting for Graham to jump on that in the chat. He will.
It's but Matt is a real doctor. He's he does a lot of really good doctoral work at the hospital, where he helps the people get better.
Oh,
Matt, what was your most recent surgery that you performed?
brain surgery, clearly. He was attempting cryogenics whilst on holiday at Disneyland,
Trying to bring back Walt. That's what he's trying to. He's trying to bring
Do
back
not
Walt.
blaspheme.
Oh, good lord!
He's somewhere. He's somewhere there.
No,
buried
he's
underground.
not.
Oh, he's definitely there. You have to look in the underground of Disney World.
I can't do that because I'm not insane like you are.
You're just not looking in the right places. I don't think. I think you're.
There
You're
is
spending your
there
time doing the wrong things on vacation.
There's very dark undertone to those Disney holiday parks.
Yeah.
Behind all the glitz and glamour and all the happiness,
His
Right.
frozen Walt
There's some
Disney.
pain.
Graham's coming in
Torment.
at 27.27%. Happy now, Matt? Yes, I'm happy, Graham. And cryogenics on his brain.
Yeah, and that's why it could pull it off with just an ice cream or a cold drink.
Yeah.
Not really a lot there to need to cryogenize.
Cryogenize.
That's not entirely sure that's a word, Meg, but we're getting there. It's been a long show.
Another brutal tackle there by Dave Azpilicueta.
He's barely walking well like that.
I think Chelsea are going to miss him next season if he gets his transfer to Barcelona.
What, Azpilicueta?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently so. He's out of contract, isn't he, this summer?
I tell you what, if he ends up going to Barcelona, that's a good signing for Barcelona and a terrible loss for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Full time is imminent, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Oh wow.
That was a fun game to watch. It
Yeah,
really was.
What a fun game to watch. Full time at Stanford Bridge. Chelsea 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Yeah, I mean it's a well-deserved victory here for Chelsea. I felt at times that Spurs, could have and should have had more in this game, but they weren't proving up to the standards that have been placed on them. There's definitely a lot of lofty talk amongst the internet and especially amongst Spurs fan base that they should be, in and amongst the top four, but they certainly didn't prove it today against this Chelsea side.
Nope.
No.
I mean, statistically wise, they were dominated all over the park. 65% possession for Chelsea, 15 shots, 7 those on target, whereas Spurs could only muster 6 shots with 3 on target. In terms of corners, Chelsea absolutely dominated in that, 10-3. It's a fair result on paper. I think it would have been a different game had the refereeing been more consistent. I think if you see the likes of Thiago get sent off, maybe if Doherty picked up at least one booking for the 2 horrific fouls he did in the game, you might see a different result. But them's the breaks. I think Chelsea did well considering how stunted they were with Lukaku's terrible performance. I mean,
it wasn't great, was it?
And
they're still arguing. They're still arguing, the Tottenham players. Graham, go back over the chat, is saying, okay, God dash gents, MGB to record, 10,000 steps to reach, and schoolwork still good to do for tomorrow. Well, get to work then. Get to work. Conor McCabe in the chat is saying, speaking of Barca, if you haven't seen my reaction video, it's a later video on the channel. The Barca Copa del Rey round of 16 loss. You should watch if you want to see me raid and throw things.
Yeah. Athletic club, you know. They did the number, it seems.
Yes, indeed. Conor McCabe, go check out his YouTube channel, of course. You can find that all through his Twitter, of course, which I believe is at Conor Knows Things, I believe.
Yes, and you can also just click on the if you're watching on YouTube now, you can click on the link and it'll bring up his page as well.
Indeed, absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Conor McCabe, and everyone in the chat for watching along with us today. Now, we get the table here. Liverpool, of course, have closed the gap, as you say, to 9 points earlier. Chelsea have closed the gap to Liverpool to 1 point, but have played 2 games more.
2 games in hand for Liverpool there.
And a lot put out, Man United have 2 games in hand on Chelsea as well. But they are 9 points behind them. This season's not over yet. I said Chelsea wouldn't finish top 4. Is they possible they won't?
I think the more shocking part of that table is Manchester City are 19 points ahead of Manchester United.
Oh,
with only playing 1 game more. That's ridiculous. And don't look at the bottom. We don't need to look at the bottom.
They are showing the bottom, and the bottom
no need. That's out of order.
The bottom of the table does unfortunately show Newcastle, Watford, and another northern side. But the team at the bottom has 4 games in hand. So
yes, but 4 incredibly hard games. We've got to face Watford, who is going to be a 6-pointer. Then we've got Man United and Liverpool back to back. We are down. We are absolutely down.
But you've got other games as well, Matt. Not just those. So you'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh, we're getting some replays here, some very interesting replays of lighters being thrown at Antonio Rudiger from the Spurs side of the fans.
That's been happening a lot again. I hate when this fad of attacking footballers comes around again. It's ridiculous.
Hashtag don't throw things. Seriously.
Yeah. This really puts Spurs fans in an awful light, especially considering all of the abuse that they've had in their history. It seems awfully hypocritical of them to act in this sort of manner.
But we saw this with the Everton game yesterday. We saw this with the Everton Villa game. How Matty Cash and Lucas Digne were hit by the same full bottle of water.
Yeah, ridiculous. And you are not football fans if you are. Going out of your way to attack these players. It's a sport. It's a game. This is not. It's not. You don't do this. It's horrific. Don't be throwing things at the footballers.
There are winners. There are losers. At the end of the day, that's what happens.
And Everton fans and Spurs fans are proving themselves to be big fucking losers if they do or condone these actions.
Exactly. So hopefully they jump on that and they deal with it quickly.
Yeah, just because you buy the ticket does not entitle you to do whatever you want. Right? You're there to enjoy the game. I mean, there's people out there who have not been able to buy the tickets to enjoy the game, and you do, and you go there and act so heinously. It's despicable, really.
This is why. This is what makes both myself, Tanner, and Mags. I think I can speak for the 3 of us, where we support the FA with regards to banning these people from doing these sort of things. There is no room for any discrimination. There's no room for violence. Also, hooliganism must end. End of story.
And on that, let's wrap up, chaps.
Absolutely. So, obviously, Mags, where can people get in touch with you about all of your amazing content?
So you can follow me down here on the Twitters at PodFarmerMags. I am all over the shop on Radio Tekkers. If you've got some time to spare, definitely go check out Back in the Archives, where I covered last night's UFC event, UFC's first numbered pay-per-view in 2022. And my God, was it a banger of a show. So yeah, definitely go and check out my review of that. In terms of other content, I'm on Chain Wrestling. I'm on 5 rounds all over the shop, a changing attitude, so Badlands. So yeah, I'm everywhere. So come and follow me on Twitter and get links to all the content I am involved in.
Always a good time for sure. Tanner, welcome back, of course, and where people get in touch with you and all your content you provide.
Well, as Mags astutely pointed out, you can find the content that I have right here on Radio Tekkers at Radio Tekkers on Twitter, RADIOTEKKERS. So you can definitely check out the content that we do here, watching live football here, of course, as Radio Tekkers does the live watch-alongs.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it's quite. We've got a lot of other great non-football related content. So if you're into pro wrestling or, of course, MMA, we've got a lot of great content for you to check out. So we do a little bit of everything here, which is fun. And then, of course, if you have been following along with A Change in Attitude show that myself and Mags do, of course, with Scottish Danny and Ori the Draw, you can find us there on A Change in Attitude.
An amazing show to listen to, and of course, you can find me at Tech UK. You can find me here on Radio Tekkers with these two amazing gentlemen. You can find me over on Musical Media doing a plethora of stuff. Out right now is episode 139 of Good Cop Bad Cop podcast, where his lordship came to join us. So thank you very much.
Motherfucker right here.
Yeah, jumped on to
record-breaking guest,
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, yes sir.
So thank you very much for that as well. Because speaking of wrestling content, of course, next Saturday night here on Radio Tekkers, we are hosting our first wrestling watch-along. It's Royal Rumble. We're watching along the entire thing. Come and join us, guys.
We would love next Saturday?
Next Saturday, gentlemen.
Saturday, yep.
Next Saturday. Can't wait for that. So it's live here on Tekkers. Come and hang out in the chat and laugh at us as we predict people who aren't going to be in it turning up.
John
Moxley is in the Rumble. Cody Rhodes is in the Rumble.
Can you imagine the scenes? Can you imagine the scenes of me just turning off the stream with Cody Rhodes appearing in the Rumble? Anyway, so yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching along with us today. It has been a blast. We love you all dearly. On behalf of myself, Tanner, and Mags, for Chelsea, this was a great win. For Spurs, though, it was a bridge too far. We're out of here.
A Stanford Bridge too far.
Sorry about that, folks.